22 June 2023, few hours to our criminal offender present their reason, and they are integrated as a system with interaction by complementary of function misguided. It's a pattern named matrix. We offered in the last 72 hours, I think, since hours, but considering the International Criminal Court, need and Asia, the accuracy desired since June 16 procedure. In the end, we will have 21 June, which is the A with 3 phases on A, capital letter, crossed with B, 3 phases on it, that leads to corruptor system with influence at corrupted system, and having procedures. Quite simple to get. We will check that since the very beginning, when we could understand that the offenders perpetrating the crimes are also doing the records about the crimes perpetrated by them, but things very difficult. And not here we have logical gaps or misperception about the facts and circumstances, changing the quality of information. For instance, if you use for inference, you will have your inference misguided. If you have the prevalence as domain of bad information and data consolidated as a record, when you need this the inference to apply the procedural consequence like observed in Brazil, you will do everything wrong with corrupted judges, corrupted prosecutors as system or part of system, structure of justice, structure of prosecution, structure of investigation and police involved on crimes and taking advantage by the criminal activity. Of course, that will bring ourselves to the economy, and the white collar crime law in Brazil is 7,492. The organized crime considering the public departments is the law 12,850, articles 1, 2, and 3. And we will impact the international guarantee on article 5, guarantee number 33. The white collar crime will be something huge by the advantage you could notice, and indeed you get, and the capacity to solve things of my economy is lower. So you will have this interval here as something that will lead to economic and financial crime. This humble econometric model can evidence this. The financial activity has a record and also all others with failures. Of course, that here we will have the fake records, and the source is named fake currency. One of the activities at the Interpol and others is the counterfeit, especially if you can track and have this at the source, which implies the central banks all in silence by the behavior of the global economy on Europe, USA, and Asia. Europe has the first movement with the Swiss bank, looks like, and the credit bank, but they are insisting in things wrong every single day in each second of each day. Like the USA, you have the Fed, and the Asia is, the current observation of the audit. Then we will check another thing. We could observe that this kind of activity has a main problem, which is how you will have the data needed as accuracy to do the decision as an ethical decision on the International Criminal Court, or a judicial decision at the US judicial power and Europe as antitrust, or even the Asia. It's quite simple to get. you will observe that the first thing we must have is a illicit procedure. And indeed, we had this illicit procedure with signatures and a very relevant period as distortion that will have as window that can be pushed by the ethical consequence or the judicial consequence in USA, both defaulted, especially at my right, present to both to claim the offender integrated as a system of crimes or a system of criminality, even against this paycheck, will lead to the nepotism. And the nepotism, once that they have this activity put them inside the institution or the organization, will lead to the corruption. I can understand that the abusive procedure is something that goes inside a corrupted department that belongs to a corrupted structure that belongs to the corrupted system. We had the construction of our matrix by regressive model using our theory. Here is the excuse to put them out. Here is how they got inside your organization to perpetrate crimes. Do not accomplish this is a crime. At the International Criminal Court, a toast to our brilliant day, one more time. The paycheck is 37 trillion paid on U.S. Embassy. Considering all violations made, this model also can help you at the White House, even, which was that big thing. You only will have to get one or the first group to understand how they got there and who put the element that select them or have this thing made by them. Simple to get. You can do this in all things on Asia, on Europe, on USA and North America. The only thing you have as need is the will. Have a nice day. 12 hours and you will present nothing as usual because you are a criminal system.